Well, it was nice and sunny today. So I'm about to talk, the sun goes behind the clouds. So as you can see, I'm sitting on a monster. I did manage to get out. It took a little bit of work. I did do a little bit of shoveling. The issue I had was that lift right there. I come out the door and I rise up about a foot, and trying to get the monster up that with bald tires took a little bit of work. Martin helped. With the two of us pushing, we actually got it out. How well you can see, but there's quite a difference there in elevation. Got it out. I just shoveled a little bit at a time. I just had to cut into this part right here because it kind of came out this way. And I know when I'm backing in, I need this space over here, so I had to shovel that out. Just a little bit, just made it a little bit wider. Like I say, it's hard packed enough, I don't have to shovel this. Hard packed enough to drive through it, over it. It's just a matter of actually getting up onto it. And to get back in, I gotta back up over that, which is not gonna happen, so I'm just gonna drive straight in and just kinda wiggle my way around till I can actually get in. But I had to get out. I walked down to the post office and the store today, but I want to take the monster. It's a nice day, the sun was out. It's not super cold, but we've got so much snow. It's really hard to really show how much we got from the windows, right? Really hard to tell. I look out the back door. You can kind of see, maybe. Let me see if I can zoom a little bit. My glasses up here so I can see. The back door, you can see where the snow is. It's almost up to the door handle there. So when I'm standing on the step up there, it's like up to here on me. Oh, you've got so much. I'm kind of concerned about the weight on the shed here, but when you look at it from the inside, it's not sagging or anything. Like there's more weight on that roof there than there is on ours. But you know, I can't convey how much snow we have just by pointing the camera out the window, and this is a real concern for me. All the ice hanging down. Worried about that coming down when I'm out here, so not at the moment. It's still too cold. It's holding on, frozen. But once it starts to thaw, it's even worse on the other side. So, but I wanted to get out, and I'm out. Now I got to get back in. I might just shovel some of this loose stuff. I'm really careful right now because my back is so fragile. And laying in bed a couple days ago, I just went to bed ready to sleep. I rolled onto my left side. It was not moving. I was in more or less in a fetal position. But I was on my left side, my left leg was straight out, and my right knee was kind of up a bit. And I laid like that for maybe 5-10 seconds, and all of a sudden my back just snapped on its own. It didn't hurt. There was no pain. It just, that sudden jolt, it scared the crap out of me. It's like, oh great. I'm not even stressing, and it's doing it on its own. It's not good. So I'm really super cautious right now. What I'm doing. But I couldn't get out without shoveling, so I just did just a little bit. And I might do a little at a time just to whittle that down. Get the scraper out. Just do a little bit each time I come out. But, you know, we got a crap ton of snow over the last couple of days. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And we got another big snowstorm coming. It's constant. I look at the forecast, at least till the end of February, it's going to continue like this. More snow, same temperatures. So it's holding on. We'll see how long it's going to last, but for now, that's one thing I am happy about living here. I don't have to deal with the snow. The business beside us here gets their laneway cleared out for them, which means it gets cleared out for us, which is awesome. I don't have to deal with it. Other side of the building where Martin parks his car, it's cleared out by the neighbor over there. So, good situation that way. But, well, like I say, I haven't had the desire to even try shoveling this area here, because I got nowhere to go anyways. Post office and the micro store is only like a couple blocks away. I walk there. It's killing me to walk that distance. My hips are so sore by the time I get back, and I'm so exhausted just from that distance. But you know, I think all these issues that I'm having is because I'm in bed all day. I'm not doing anything physical to keep fit, I guess you could say. Oh, here comes the sun back. Oh, momentarily. Not gonna be out long. So it's really affecting me. So I really want the warm weather to get here so I can actually start getting out again, getting stuff done, get some physical activity. But you know, I'm not totally hating it, because there is a lot I do on my computer right now, so it's not like I'm laying in bed just bored staring at the ceiling. I do have things to do, so you know, I can keep busy. It's not that big of a deal. I want to get out. I need to get out once in a while, get fresh air, and not just a short walk to the store, right? So, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna try to wiggle this thing back in, and I'll continue talking inside. Okay. I made it in. The problem I had was I had to come in through the door on an angle, and the roll bar on the side kept hitting the door. It's like, oh, I had to get off, push the monster back, because I couldn't back up with my weight on it because the wheels were just spinning. And I just couldn't get it turning enough. I couldn't go back far enough because the propane tanks were just in the wrong spot. So I got off, did what I really did not want to do. And actually pulled the monster sideways back. But the snow's hard packed and it's slippery, so it wasn't actually all that difficult. I was very, very concerned with doing that, but I slid it over, put a foot, no problem. I got in. I didn't have to wiggle quite as much as I expected. I'm exhausted now. I just scraped out the doorway, had the pry bar out, and there's like a sweeper on the bottom of the door, and it was full of ice. I scraped it all out, scraped the ice off of the concrete step. The door's still a pain to close. It's really difficult right now, but you know, I don't have to deal with it as often as Martin does. Oh. So I'm exhausted. That's my physical energy. Physical energy? Physical exercise, there we go, for the day. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. I'm looking at the steel. You can see it is kind of bowed down in between the wood, but the wood itself doesn't seem to be stressed. Just the steel. I'm not sure how thick those are, but they definitely look like they're suffering from the weight. But the wood itself does not appear to be bowing or deformed in any manner. So I'm really not too worried about it. If these were living quarters, it might be a different story, but... So just a bit of a follow-up from last week, our last video. I think I was talking about my scanner and that. I will show you a view out the back door. You can see where, you know, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on video, but I can show you how much snow there is at the back door there. And my antennas on the antenna tower, I got the phone antenna at the top and my little 9-inch scanner antenna, which I want to replace, but obviously I can't do that right now. I want to get a better one. I do have one picked out. It's not much. It's like $59 or something, but it's 4 feet long, all steel. So hopefully that would work a little bit better. As like I say, I'm picking up Wingham and Hanover, Wingham and Blythe, no problem. But to pick our fire department up here is a problem. It makes no sense. But like I said, they're very loud. But once they get out of town, they're all static. I can't hear them anymore. And then the dispatcher gets quiet. The radio system here just is not. It needs to be upgraded big time. So I don't understand how I can hear Blythe, which is so far away, but I can't hear them just outside of town. It makes no sense to me. So I'm thinking maybe if I get a better antenna, that will help with that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out if I get that far. But I can't really show a lot. My camera in the front window, I'll show you where it is. So there's my little camera. It's just a tiny little thing, but it works. And it is pointed down at the front door, which is right down there. So that's all you're going to see from it. It's not very good at showing weather just with the angle that it's pointing at, but that's not what it's for. It is just to show the front door so I can see when my Amazon deliveries arrive. That's all it's for. You won't see much of it or much from it. You really can't see much. Its only purpose is to show the front door so when I know my deliveries are here. That's its only purpose. So I really won't show a whole lot from that camera, and I can't even show the weather, right? I got one, from the other night when we had that major storm. You can't see outside anyways. You can see enough to see the snow blowing off the roof. That's it. That's all you can really see. The screen was just covered in snow. So it's kind of pointless to use as a weather camera, but that's not what I bought it for anyways. I might get another one, stick it in the back window or something. the back door, or even my bedroom window. Just kind of use that one for a weather cam or something. They're not that expensive. I can have up to 34 on my app, so. That's future. I'm not worried about that right now. But like I say, whether I look out the front window or look out the back window, I can't really show, how much snow we have, right? That's one of the reasons I wanted to go for a drive today. To show the snowbanks, how high the snowbanks are. It's crazy. I'm glad I went out. I had fun. I enjoyed my drive today. As short as it was. So, somebody mentioned why not get a heated toilet seat? Well, that sounds enticing, but I don't need it. It's nice. It's got a plastic ring inside it, and you put it. I'll show you with one of these. You put it upside down underneath the seat, and then you just kind of pull it up over top and wrap it around. It holds nice and tight, and it's washable. It's got like a plastic tube inside it, and you find where the connector is. You separate it, and you can pull the tube out. The stitching is really, really wide, so it's easy to get around it. And you just pull that tube out, throw it in with your laundry. Done. They're easily washable. They come in a 3-pack, and they're so comfortable. Like, it does not feel cold at all, no matter what the temperature is in here. So that's adequate. Don't need a heated seat. Heated seat sounds nice, but do not need it. But the setup I have, it's adequate. It's perfectly adequate the way it is. It's working. Can't feel the cold at all, which is really interesting. But real good that way. So, top of the monster here. You're seeing a Canadian flag. You will always see a Canadian flag there. If Canada becomes part of the U.S., there's still going to be a Canadian flag there. You will not see an American flag up there. I was born Canadian. I am Canadian. I will always be Canadian. No matter what they call this country, I will always be Canadian. And I read today, Canada flag sales are at a highest they've ever been. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to give opinions. I have opinions, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk facts of what's happening right now. So, when Donald Trump came into office, he immediately, well, not imposed, but said that he was going to impose tariffs on Canada because the insecure border and the fentanyl crossing the border. Okay, I get that. Our Prime Minister and now our Ontario Premier are fighting back against it. And my original, well, I guess this would be opinion, but my original thought of that is just secure the border. That's what he wants. It shouldn't take that to have that done, right? Secure the border. Everybody wins, right? Well, there's more to it than that. I have learned with the tariffs on the steel and aluminum has nothing to do with the border. So here's the thing. Before I go any further with that, Trump is doing what he needs to do for the U.S. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. Us fighting against that is not going to solve anything. It's going to make things worse. Now, I gotta say, no matter what you think of Trump, whether you like Trump or hate Trump, he's doing what is best for the United States. Okay? I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is his push for Canada to become part of the U.S. Now, I don't have a problem with the U.S. I don't have a problem with Americans. I have a lot of American followers here. You guys are awesome. I don't have a problem with that. But this is Canada. We are a sovereign nation. I do not want to become get taken over by any other country. Just like Ukraine didn't want to become part of Russia. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were at one point, and they separated when the Soviet Union broke up. I may be wrong about that, but I'm thinking that. Oh, okay. I wonder where this flashing light's come from. It's my flag. But I don't want to become a part of any country. I don't care. It's got nothing to do with the U.S. It's any country. We are who we are. But it goes deeper than that, as I've learned. And taking over Canada, taking over Greenland, taking over the Panama Canal, and now Gaza, all of it is related to China, the battle against China. And that includes, I don't remember details on it now, but I'm pretty sure that includes the steel and aluminum tariffs as well. So the thing is, he is saying that the United States does not need Canada's lumber. They have plenty of their own forests. U.S. does not need Canada's oil. And does not need Canada's cars. Now, here's the thing. That may be true in the long run. But until the U.S. starts harvesting its forests, until they start re-drilling, until they start bringing the auto manufacturers back to the U.S. like he wants, then you're still going to need them. You're going to suffer until then. But that's short term. I get it. Long term, he's got a plan. I have never understood why we sell our oil to the U.S. to be refined and then bought back. I've never understood that. Why don't we just refine our own oil? We have the capabilities. That's the way Canada's been. Canada's always, as far as I know, has always done that. Sell the oil to the States to be refined and buy it back. That makes no sense. But that's the way it is. But it's all, from what I'm seeing, it's all about fighting China. And it makes sense to take over Greenland. I don't think you should take it over, but I don't think any of it should be taken over by force. There should be some kind of mutual agreement. I understand Greenland because it's kind of a hot zone right now for all countries to want to be there militarily wise. So strategically, yes, he wants to have Greenland, and I get that. Problem is, the other area standing in his way is northern Canada. Strategically, militarily, it would make sense for the states to want that. So, I don't know. I'm still struggling whether I'm for or against any of this. A lot of it's just kind of, beyond me. But, Trump is a thinker. He plans ahead on everything. He knows what he's doing. And like I said, whether you like him or hate him, he's doing what he wants to do or needs to do to secure the United States, to get a fair deal and everything. And I get that. Totally get that. But taking over another country by force, I don't agree with. No, I do not agree with that. But, my voice is my voice. It doesn't really carry a lot of weight, right? But what's interesting is I got a surprise check in the mail on Monday from Doug Ford, who has called an election, trying to save his own job or whatever. And I saw that as trying to buy votes. Like, he called it a carbon rebate or offset or something like that. No, it's to buy votes. And how do I know that? The very next day I get a text from him. Whether I'm supporting him or not. No. I haven't replied to it. I had two options. Reply yes for support or something, or type stop. So I figure if I type stop, I won't get any more text from him. I want to see what else he has to say if I don't respond. If I get another... So he can give me $1 million. I won't vote for him. I never have. I never will. He's an alcohol-obsessed boozer who has only his own interest in mind, right? He don't give a crap about us. And this stupid idea, building a tunnel under the what is it, the Gardner Expressway or 401 or something, we can't afford that. That's the stupidity of him, right? But I don't know. It's just all crazy. But if you know anything about I don't know how to put it. I guess the easiest way to say it, globalist leaders, those who are pulling all the strings right now, those who are in control of the government, they want the world divided into 10 regions. And if they get what they want, Canada, US, and Mexico will be one of these regions. So, that's part of the plan. Annexing Canada into the US, would be included in that plan. I would imagine it'd be part of it. And I believe that will happen at some point in time, because the Bible does speak of the 10 kings of earth, right? In the end times. So I do believe at some point in time we will be part. Is that going to happen right now? I guess we'll wait and see, right? I'm not really concerned either way. Too much. Trump is trying to say that we'll have lower taxes. Doesn't affect me because I'm on disability. I don't pay taxes, and we'll have better healthcare system. Well, it's not going to be better for me if I have to pay for it. I can't afford to pay for my own, right? Our healthcare is covered by the government right now, and if we have to pay for it, he's saying wait times. I've never had to wait. I see stories all the time about people having to wait to have surgery, and I've never had that issue. It may be different now. We lost a lot of doctors and nurses because of COVID, and I won't get into that. So maybe there's a shortage now, and but that won't change if we become part of the U.S. It's not going to change. It's not like we're magically going to have more doctors and surgeons and nurses, right? So it's just the points. And this, I want to keep this rated G. I have several names I'd like to call him. You know who Kevin O'Leary is. If you ever watch Shark Tank, he's this millionaire guy. You see him on Fox News every once in a while. I used to like him. Like, even up to recently, I had respect for him. Not anymore. He used to be Canadian. He is now a Canadian traitor. And I'm trying my hardest to hold my tongue. I like his ideas. He's a great businessman. But he's trying to push for Canada becoming part of the U.S. And a few weeks ago, he said the majority of Canadians are for it. Nope. And just a couple days ago, he said 11 out of 10 Canadians are for it.
Let's find out from O'Leary Ventures chairman, he's Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, what he thinks about the president, Kevin. He's about to sign 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum and reciprocal tariffs. What do you make of all this?
Well, those are two different baskets. Obviously, the one that people are talking about quite a bit tonight is India. They've got certain products, services, and different sectors up to 23%. Now we're going to have reciprocal tariffs in the U.S. against them. Modi will immediately fly to Washington. The negotiations will begin. It's the same everywhere. The Canadian situation is unique. Almost the entire $200 million deficit that the president's talking about comes from one single source. That's energy coming out of Irving refineries on the East Coast down to Boston, and all of that oil, 4.3 million barrels a day, coming out of Alberta into the West. And so that's the most inexpensive oil the U.S. imports. That's why he only put a 10% tariff on it. But it's the beginning of a giant negotiation. Aluminum, 70% of aluminum comes in the U.S. is made in Canada for one singular reason. The Canadians have all the power. Aluminum requires electricity. We don't have any grid left for electricity. So all of this, to me, if you separate the signal from the noise, forget the noise. The signal is, let's get an economic union together. The Canadians aren't going to sell the country. That's not really on the table. What is on the table that now 43% of Canadians want to explore more of, forget all these tariffs. Let's join the two economies, become a behemoth, common currency perhaps, and then take on China. I mean, that's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about security of the North, not the 49th parallel. Unfortunately, the one fly in the ointment right now is Trudeau government collapsed. He's not there anymore. So everybody's scrambling. We're waiting for the election in 90 days when new leadership will be in place with a 4-year mandate like Trump has to negotiate all this. In the meantime, it's the premiers of provinces like Doug Ford in Ontario and Danielle Smith in Alberta that are taking all the heat and trying to negotiate this stuff because they're doing the most trading with the United States.
All right.
But you've got to let the Canadians have an election.
Let me just back up. What could President Trump get in return for these reciprocal tariffs? We checked. China, the EU, Canada, and Mexico, they can slap anywhere from and have 20% to 25% tariffs on the U.S. Goods like cars and farm products. The U.S. does not do that. I don't know if Canada would ever give up its currency, the loonie, but your point's well taken about being a juggernaut. What does President Trump want in return for these tariffs? Because Democrats keep saying this is going to ignite inflation.
Well, let me assure you that 11 out of 10 Canadians would rather trade their Trudeau pesos for American dollars. They already have American dollar accounts. Trudeau has wiped out 41% of their net worth in the last 9 years. They want an economic union because it's good for business. Everybody understands that. The two countries are so intertwined, and they both believe in democracy and free speech and freedom and all the rest. And they fought in all the world wars. It's the beginning of a negotiation.
Yeah, but wait, what can President Trump get for the American consumer and the American voter in return for these tariffs? What can the American voter get?
Complete independence and security on energy. Alberta has 5 times more oil and gas than the entire United States. Complete security on uranium, aluminum, all of the incredible resources Canada has with only 41 million people there, and access to it in a free flow, no tariffs. And that would become a behemoth, huge economy.
A behemoth, a juggernaut. Kevin O'Leary, that was interesting. Thank you so much. Really interesting stuff. Always good to see you, Kevin O'Leary.
I don't know one person who is. Like this guy, he's just pissing me off. He's a Canadian traitor. And I've lost my respect for him. Completely. I wasn't going to talk about that. It just kind of showed up in my mind, the things to talk about. Anyway, I don't want to change the subject. I'm just getting myself upset. If we become part of the States, then we do, right? I'm not 100% completely upset if that would happen, but it's going to cause a lot of problems, like civil problems. There's going to be riots, I think, either here or in the U.S. I don't know, but that's my forecast. We're not going to go quietly. I'm pretty sure of that. But I don't want to talk anymore about that. Back inside the house, I thought I had another hard drive failure. Like I said, I have a lot of files coming in and not many going out. That's been resolved now. but I was kind of running low on space, so my next hard drive, oh, excuse me, after this last one gets filled up, I'll start working on it. I wanted a larger size. It's only 2 terabytes, so I wanted a 10. So I got a 10 to replace it. And all of a sudden, well, I had an issue. It had a few files on it, so I copied them over. And to rename it, it was drive X or Y? X. Yeah, drive X. I only have 2 spare hard drive letters that I can rename drives to right now. That's how many I've got. So I had to switch it to drive P. Drive P I don't use anymore. Okay, it's not in my system. It's not part of my system anymore. I used it for storing my scooter cam videos, and I had 2 hard drives. One, the P was the overflow, which I don't have that issue anymore because I deal with them right away now. And so I don't have that. And the PHP error log I had, a lot of that was referring to that hard drive that wasn't there. It was generating a lot of those errors. So that's not an issue anymore. So I renamed my X drive to P, and then the new one to X, and copied the files onto it, disconnected it, and P was still there. I couldn't get it to go away. I can access it. So I thought maybe I made a mistake. I put them on the wrong hard drive or something. But, you know, drive P is there. And drive P is the one that I just disconnected from the computer that I copied the files from. What's going on, right? So, something else. Uninstalled all my drivers and re-updated everything. Didn't fix the problem, so I tried restarting the computer, and it just, I don't know if it froze up. It just stopped working. The monitor shut down. The computer itself wouldn't shut down. So I tried turning it off manually. It wouldn't turn off, so I had to not unplug, turn off all my power bars to get everything to reset. Well, that solved the problem. Unfortunately, drive R now no longer works. I was like, what? So I checked it, the light is on it, it's vibrating, so it's spinning, it should be working, nothing's showing up. Thinking, oh no. So I tried everything, unplugged it, replaced the cord, USB cord to it, nothing fixed the problem, so I thought I lost another hard drive, and that one's a 6 terabyte. So I was angry, I was upset. So I figured, okay, well I might as well replace the one that I just put X, replace it, I'll put it in R's position, make that drive R. It wouldn't work. I was like, what? So these new USB strips that I got with the 10 slots and a switch on each one, the one for drive R, just whatever reason decided to stop working. I've only had them a couple months and it stopped working already. So I had to move that cord to, and everything's working now. So that one slot no longer works. Ugh. I hate the cheap crap they sell these days. Nothing lasts any longer. Like 2 months. So, nervous breakdown avoided. Everything's working now. And I have a spare 2 terabyte hard drive if I ever need it. That used to be X. So I can't think of anything else to talk about. I did start a list, but I don't know. I know some of it pertained to the error log and what was generating. So I'm still going through finding stuff, but it's referring. There's pages I'm not even using. The website that I run in my computer, every time I change it, I do a complete overhaul, restart from the beginning. I've got 2000, 2010, all, and 2023, which is the one I'm using now. There's pages in the earlier ones that are generating errors. I'm not even using them. Anybody have any reason why that would work? Why that would happen? Why is it referring to files that are not even being accessed by the website I'm using right now? It makes no sense. So I can't figure that out. So I will never be able to stop those errors because I can't really take that out. Like they are in the root of the Apache server, document root. I can't take them out of there because I do refer to them once in a while if I'm doing something that I've done before. It's easier just to copy the files from what I had before and just alter them to my new setup. But they're not being accessed by the website I'm using. Why are they generating errors? I don't understand that. I do not understand. So if anybody could explain that to me, if it comes down to it, I'll have to take them out of the root directory. But I don't know what else to do. I just don't know. Oh, some of them I can't because I am running one, now that I think of it. The page that I use when I upload these videos, the page that I use to auto-generate everything, that is in, I think, all. So it is open in Firefox in its own tab, so okay, but I download a YouTube video and I process it. That is in a different part. But where the unique titles get sent to where they're supposed to go, that's generating an error, and that's not even being used. So the only pages I'm using are related to music licensing and generating the project files for uploading and that. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. So that technically that one is open. So 2023 and all are both being used, but not every page. And not the pages that are generating errors. I don't get it. Anyway, I guess that's all I got. Didn't think anything else. I got a nice tour for you at least. Hopefully, I can't look back. Hopefully my camera's still on. I recorded it. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to go out, get video for you guys. So, we'll see what happens. So, I'm not sure how long this is going to be. It's going to be longer than I thought it was going to be, I guess. But, got a lot of good information this time. And a little bit of entertainment. So, I guess that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.